Let me tell you a story of a 16-year-old boy. The story dates back to New Delhi, India. This boy was usually told he cannot achieve anything in life. He was very underconfident. He was usually undervalued by his peers, by his teachers, and was constantly reminded how little his opinion actually mattered. So this boy took a challenge and started going to Model UN events, started going to debates, started going to any global forum that he saw, and just went there, put his best self forward, and started representing himself. The boy not only started going to debates, but also started winning debates left, right, and center. The boy's opinion started to catch fire, and people actually wanted to listen to his opinions, his analysis on different topics, be it political, be it social topics, or even the issue of South China Sea. So this 16-year-old boy went from someone who was very underconfident to someone who can now speak in front of anyone, whoever there is, and express his journey. And while this boy started going to events, as a 16-year-old boy, he used to walk into universities and colleges and judge 25-year-olds speaking. The boy started winning different debates, started expressing himself, started going all in, and this boy went to the highest of his eyes. And this boy started thinking that whatever life throws at me, I know, and I can go through it, whatever there is. This is how this boy ended his Model UN journey, and as he matured with age, this boy started thinking, I know it all. Things started to get to his head. This boy started thinking, now I know it all, I can face whatever life throws at me. And as an 18-year-old, this boy had to choose a path after that, and this boy had to see where he goes from there. So this boy started applying to universities online, and he had to leave public speaking. And that was the time this boy started realizing, okay, now I have to move on, now I have to leave public speaking, now I have to see what life brings to me. So this boy started applying to different universities and got admission in a university in Australia. This is where the boy's expedition started. From the highest of his highs, the boy went down to the lowest of his lows when he actually reached Australia and understood how different life is, how different life has been treating him. This boy fought his parents, told them that I will be able to do it, just let me do it because I know it all. Ladies and gentlemen, that boy is me. I was the boy who was usually undervalued, who was told that you won't be able to achieve anything. And I started sharing my opinions, I started sharing my journey with different people, and started expressing myself on different platforms, different debating experiences. And I used to win them all. But when I actually matured and started thinking, okay, this is what I need to do in life now, I had a very big fight, a fallout with my dad, where I had to tell him that, Dad, I will look after myself. Please, trust me, I know it all, I will look after myself. And I promised him that I will, when I go to Australia, I will look after my finances, I'll look after my rent, I'll look after my food, and whatever life throws at me, because I know it all. Just letting you know, and out of context, I come from a South Asian background, and yes, I come from an overachieving family. I mean, how do you compete with 3 academics, 2 PhDs, and my father who is an income tax commissioner as a 19-year-old? I tried to do it, but yes, I had to reassure them that in a Western country, I will be able to achieve. I will do something. I will prove myself. And then I came here. As soon as I came here, my first 3 months, I had no job. I was literally down to my last $20, but I was applying here and there. I was rejected from McDonald's, KFC, anywhere. No one was willing to take me. Just imagine, from being a public speaker or debater who constantly used to even get invited to events, go intercities, and people used to actually pay to watch him. Even McDonald's was not ready to take me. After applying to 100 places and getting 100 no's, that was my first introduction to rejection. I got my first yes. I got my first yes, and I got the opportunity to work at a cafe. That was the time when I humbled a bit, when I understood there's more to life. When I told my dad, now I have the command, I will look after myself. Things were going good for the first 2-3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. And after the 6th month, my dad called me and said, if you wanted to work at a cafe, why did you leave the country? You could have lived in India and worked at a cafe. Why did you go to Australia? Why did you fight me when you could have easily prepared for UPSC and, done well there? My dad said straight up to me, if you want to do something, go out there, apply for jobs, and leave the cafe job. Not in a demeaning way, but my dad wanted me to achieve more from life because he has actually seen me achieve. So I started applying again. And that was my second introduction to rejection. Because after applying to 200 jobs, 300 jobs, I had nothing in my hand. And time was going past like anything. I was getting anxious. I was having mental breakdowns. I was feeling there is no value. I don't associate with the value. I'm even in negative, less than 0. So after my 300th rejection, I got my second yes. The second yes was with a French tech solution startup. They gave me the opportunity to be their digital marketing intern. And that's when I went all in. And I told myself, Aditya, there's no look back from here. You can't look back from here. You have to put your all in because this is the opportunity that you got after 300 rejections. And once I actually put my all in, my first campaign, Live with Olympians, was a campaign in which I was given the KPI of growing their Instagram growth. And they had a very small niche of running community members. I reached out to 25 different Olympians, actually reached out to 60, but only 25 responded. I reached out to Olympians that were Australian Olympians with a huge fan group participating in Tokyo Olympics, coming back from there. And I organized live Instagram events free of cost for this company. This campaign boomed to another level. The Instagram growth went from, I reckon, 8,000 people to around 17,000, 18,000 people. 10,000 followers straight away in the next 3 months. And later, I was offered a full-time role with this company, but life had other things in hand. And a recruiter reached out to me. I was headhunted for another role as a 21-year-old as the marketing manager of the company called Total Technology. I questioned myself again. Do I really deserve being a marketing manager as a 21-year-old? My imposter syndrome kicked in. And I started asking myself, would I be able to achieve? Would I be able to actually justify getting offered a marketing manager role as a 21-year-old? And I replied to myself, yes, heck yes. Go forward, prove yourself, and just do it. So I went to the office. My first day in the office, I was greeted with rock hard KPIs. I was told that, Aditya, we headhunted you, and now prove yourself. So for the first 3 months, I had to prove myself. 3 months passed by, I failed. I wasn't able to prove myself. I was sitting down, I went down for a coffee with my intern. We were speaking about how tough the industry is and how we wish something just happens out of the blue. This was my second introduction to manifestation. I saw a lot of paparazzis nearby, and I swam in a pool of paparazzis just to see who it was, asked my intern to start his camera, took my business card out, and said, whoever it is, I'm giving him my business card, we'll tape it, and we'll make a campaign out of it. Swam in a pool of paparazzis. The person that came out was mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth himself. So I gave Chris Hemsworth my business card, got it on tape, and there's a video with it as well, which obviously is not here because of some technical issues, but we taped it, the video went viral, the company's CEO and CFO invited me for dinner, and my name got made in that company. I also shortly received MVP in Marketing Award for this company, and I was looked after by the company. They actually started valuing me, and then I went into the highest of my highs again. My highest of my highs started again until the company faced some issues and the entire staff was laid off. So as a 21-year-old, in his highest of his highs, I was laid off. Then once I was laid off, I started going into my downward spiral of doubt. of self-doubt and asking myself again, I don't think I deserve this, that's why I got laid off. And then, shortly, after questioning and judging myself, my health problems started kicking in. In 1 month's time, I got hypothyroidism, I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I contracted COVID, and to put a cherry on top, I had an appendicitis surgery. In 1 month's time, laid off, health problems, all of that collaborated, got to my head, and my downward spiral started again. It took me from the highest of the highs to the lowest of my lows. And I questioned myself, why me? I questioned myself, why is this happening to me? What could I possibly do that I deserve being laid off and facing these health issues? While being totally alone in this country, just to give you context, my family is sitting 10,500 kilometers today, probably watching this video and feeling proud. But facing all these issues actually made me change my question from why is this happening to me to what will this teach me now. A mentor swooped in, took me out of the ditch, told me, change your question, ask better questions, take better learnings, and grow on. And the learning I took out of it was, don't try to control the uncontrollables. I don't have the control of the financial markets. I don't have the control of what happens to me physically or health-wise. I have the control of my actions and my mind. And I utilize those actions. I put my mind to work, opened up my client list, opened up my suppliers list from my previous company, reached out to 200 more people. And I reached out to 200 more people, I got 199 rejections. The 500th rejection was my waking point, and after 500 rejections I got my 4th yes. For the company I'm currently working at, I reached out to BenQ's managing director. Managing directors are usually very hesitant to answer. But he was a wonderful person. He invited me to his office. I went for an interview, fully dressed up. As soon as I entered, he asked me for a coffee. I sat down, getting prepared to sell myself again, and he asked me a question. Aditya, when do you want to start? That was my 4th yes. And since the last 9 months, I've been working with BenQ Australia as the technology marketing specialist. And this is the journey of the 16-year-old who was very underconfident, who was usually told, Aditya, trust me, you won't end anywhere in your life. And that 16-year-old promised himself that that one day you will work hard and you will share your journey at a TEDx. Today, I want to tell to all those teachers who always used to undervalue me, tell me that Aditya, trust me, you won't end anywhere because you're academically not perfect and up to the South Asian standards. I'm the first from my grade to give a TEDx. And much more achievements will come because I manifest and I put it to action. This is not being overconfident, but this is having some sort of confidence in this world of hustle culture and constant comparison. Have your back. That's the learning. Have your back. Change your questions from why is this happening to me to what will this teach me now, and see what happens further. And the mentor that actually changed my life is my father and my mother, who I actually want to thank. And thank you for being such a great audience to sit down and listen to my story. Give me a chance to sell myself again. Thank you.